Hi, I'm Kaiwen Wang, a PhD candidate from Wageningen University. My supervisors are Professor Lambert, Dr. Zhao, and Professor Wang, and my research topic is about UAV-based 3D monocular panoptic mapping for fruit shape completion in orchards. There are several challenges on managing orchards efficiently, including labor intensity. For example, manual monitoring and management require significant efforts and workforce. Second, resource waste. Inefficient planning leads to unnecessary use of water, fertilizer, and pesticides, and also high demand for food. As the global population grows, improving agricultural productivity is crucial. However, there are also technical issues that make orchard management more difficult. First is occlusions. Trees, branches, and leaves can block important crop information from being captured. Second, the illumination changes in light conditions affect sensing quality and accuracy. And last is the incomplete information, because 2D images do not provide full 3D spatial details, making it hard to assess fruit's distribution and size. To address these challenges, my research question is, how can UAVs provide precision 3D information from 2D images to improve orchard management? My objectives is first to develop a UAV-based monocular 3D panoptic mapping for fruit ship completion framework for orchards. Second is to evaluate and analyze the performance of this framework in an apple orchard setting, and then provide an accurate 3D apple dataset that can be used for further research and applications. To conduct this research, I collected data from both lab and field environments, allowing for a controlled analysis as well as real-world validation. As for field data collection, the field data study was conducted in an apple orchard in Randwijk in the Netherlands, as shown in the map on the left. The specific location is marked with a red cross. To capture orchard information, I used a UAV with high-resolution camera to collect videos. The bottom left image shows the UAV flying over the apple trees to record high-resolution video frames. For the field data collection, I collected two main types of data. First is the video data, recorded at 29.98 frames per second. Second, I also collect ground truth apple size measurements, which provide accurate reference data for evaluating the precision of the 3D model generated from UAV images. To accurately capture orchard data, I carefully designed the UAV flight setup and ground truth apple size measurement process. As for the UAV flight setup, the UAV flight was controlled at a height of 2 to 4 meters, and the flight speed was set between 0.1 to 1.5 meters per second, allowing the UAV to capture high-quality images while maintaining stability. On the right image, you can see 4 different flight modes used to optimize data collection. Mode A is a simple straight-line flight along a tree row with a side view camera perspective. Mode B is a zigzag pattern capturing side views with closer distance to crops. Mode C and D flights between tree rows, but for Mode D, the camera perspective was front view. And for the ground truth, we measure the ground truth with rulers and record every apple diameters in a paper. As for lab data collection, 100 apples were scanned by a high accuracy 3D scanner. Then we can get a 3D apple point cloud and mesh dataset. The images below show how the lab environment is set up. After data collection, this data require preprocessing. For lab data processing, all 3D apple models need to be aligned to the same coordinate systems. So we design a workflow to make the alignment. First, segment the pole and apple, and calculate the cylinder center axis of the pole, and align all 100 cylinder center lines together. Then we can get 100 translation metrics. Use the same translation metrics to the 100 apples. And after that, move all apples to origin point. Then the alignment process finished. And the image on the left shows the lab data diameter distribution. You can see most apple diameters are from 70 mm to 80 mm. For field video data processing, we reduce the video FPS from 29.98 to 2 to reduce the reconstruction time consumption. Here is the whole 3D panoptic mapping framework. First, the UAV collect video frames in orchard. Then we use grounded SAM tool with multi-object tracking and segmentation to make data association between 2D RGB image and 3D. In the meanwhile, structural motion was implemented through RGSoft membership to get camera poses, dips images, and orchard point cloud. Then, with the instance ID, masks, camera poses, and intrinsic parameters, depth, and RGB images, we can get partial apple point clouds. We use our 3D datasets to train a deep SDF model and use the model to complete partial apple point cloud to complete mesh. Here is how we did with the words. And to comprehensively evaluate our method, we divided the evaluation process into 3 parts. First is the modes evaluation process. For modes evaluation, We annotated 1,890 Apple instances across 10 frames, and calculate modes R, modes R, modes P, and modes SP to show the modes performance. To assess the performance in depth, we also proposed an algorithm to evaluate modes without any prior annotations. The idea is first to divide the whole frames into several frame sets, which contain 5 frames, then randomly sample several frame sets, and in the meanwhile, randomly sample several instance IDs across the 5 frames in each sampled frame set. After that, calculate the instance mask movement speeds and camera movement speed, and get a ratio between them. Then we can know the performance based on the ratio. For the reconstruction model, we calculate the transfer distance between ground truth, point cloud, and predict mesh. For the field data, we analyze the point cloud memory reduction between the downsampling and after downsampling. And we also calculate RMSE of the apple diameter for the field data between our manual measurements and model prediction. We assessed the mode's performance in the 4 flight modes. Overall, the flight mode A performed better than other 3 flight modes. Therefore, we continue evaluating the mode performance with our proposed method. You can see the value from the heat map are most around 1, which means the ratio of the speed is stable. The large value of the ratios indicated the ID switches or tracking failure during the whole flight. To assess the reconstruction performance in lab environment, we calculate the transfer distance in the test dataset, which contained 12 apples, and we also compare the DeepSDF to a sphere approximation solution. You can see most of the DeepSDF reconstruction results are better. And here we visualize some of the field results. We selected 4 different regions to show the partial point cloud and the complete mesh with 3 different perspectives. And we also labeled the ground truth diameter and predicted diameters there. That's all. Thank you for listening.